Okay, we are officially live. Hello, everyone. Hello, my name is Angela Tolentino, and I am the head of marketing at Pandia Health. And we have a special guest here today on our first ever YouTube Live. This is more of a trial version, but if you guys really enjoy it and you guys watch it, we would love to continue this moving forward. So we have the Sabrina Perez or Sabrina Perez here with us. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Perez.
Yeah. So welcome. Hopefully we can have this as a reoccurring series on family planning. Sabrina is one of our social media ambassadors who is passionate about empowering women and has a history of being a certified family planning counselor. So she's going to answer a couple of our questions on reproductive health. And if you continue to join us maybe next week, we'll promote this more and hopefully we'll see some faces and ask some questions. So Sabrina, did you want to add on to that? Do you want to give a quick background on what you do and where you're at maybe?
Yeah, so I'm Sabrina Perez. I am originally from the San Francisco Bay Area. I actually currently live in Fairfield, Iowa, where I'm attending university. And I have a background in certified nursing assistant, medical assistant, working in women's health, OBGYN, as well as mom baby in the hospital.
Ooh, mom babies, they're so cute. Well, cool. Thank you. So before we get started, I just want to remind everyone that if you're interested in using Pandia Health Services, that you can go ahead and use the code down below, the Sabrina Perez, and you'll get $5 off your online doctor's consult. And we'll also donate some of the money to help support Sabrina, and because we love supporting other women, small businesses, and entrepreneurs. So with that being said, let's get started. This is supposed to be the premise, everyone that's watching, is that this is supposed to be like a fun conversation that Sabrina's going to answer some questions on family planning. So the first question is, can you introduce yourself and your history with family planning?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm from the Bay Area. I just moved to Iowa in August. So I grew up in San Francisco area. I'm really familiar, and I love that Pandia is locally based in the Bay Area. My history with family planning, I worked in women's doctors' offices, women's health, and I helped with the patients, counseling them on birth control, letting them know their options. Of course, always advocating for certain, rights. And I'm just letting them know their rights, their options, and what birth control they can choose for their specific situation.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's good. I'm happy because, a lot of the time people don't really, well, at my age when I was younger, I actually didn't really reach out as much on questions like this. And I didn't even know that family planning and counselors were a thing. I felt like school would tell you it or you'd find out online. And so that's great that you have experience, in family planning. So I guess with that being said, can you kind of explain what is family planning and what does that even mean?
Yeah, so family planning, we also use the term reproductive life planning, and that's basically just where you look over your life and you have set goals, whatever goals you're looking to accomplish, whether that's in education, career, financial goals, relationship goals, and you make the decision: are you someone who knows you want to have children, or are you someone who knows you don't want to have children, or you're not sure? And based on that, you look at all your options of how are you going to, are you ready for children now? If you're not ready for children now, you look at your goals and you see how can you, get ready to have children when you are ready, and how are you going to prevent pregnancy until then? And then if you're not, ready to have children, what are you doing to prevent that, to keep your goals in line and, your vision, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the idea of family planning. When I was younger, I always thought by the time I think I was 27 that I would have a kid, and then you realize by the time you're 27, I don't have a kid. How do I plan effectively for a family? What kind of resources do I need? What does that mean if I'm not ready, but I'm sexually active? What are the resources that I need? So I guess that goes into the next question is, when should I start family planning? When does that usually happen?
I honestly feel that family planning should be started as soon as someone has become sexually active, because you don't want those surprises where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant and you weren't ready for that. That's not what you wanted. So it's best to, it's an important conversation that people should start having when they become sexually active. Of course, it's not always easy with parenting and everything. Some people, it's kind of taboo. But that's why we're here to have those talks.
Yeah, that's good. And how specifically, so I've heard of family planning more as like you are ready to have kids, but how does birth control like tie into family planning? And I know you kind of mentioned it before, but how are they related to each other?
Yeah, so they're definitely related in the sense that, like I said, if you are someone who does know you want to have children, but you don't want to have children now, looking into birth control options to see what's best for you and your body at this time until you do choose to have children later on down the road. And if you're someone who doesn't want to have children, what are your options until, and to indefinitely, prevent that, to make sure that you don't have those surprises and you're in a position where, you're like, oh, this is not the life plan that I had for me. And that's why it's so important to, have that reproductive life plan and know your options in birth control and to be proactive on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's great because I totally agree. I think it's important to know your options. At Pandia Health, we do offer the birth control pill, patch, and ring, but we always want to provide information and also just let you know that there are other options out there. We're never going to be like, you have to use this one because we only offer it. Like there might be something, as you mentioned, in your life right now, like what is the best option for what I'm going through, whether it's like, are you working a lot or maybe you're on a budget or like, taking into account all of those things about your life. And then how do I make a great like birth control decision based off of that? And so with that being said, that kind of leads into, this is also for everyone. This is more like an introductory call to Sabrina and like, what's her role and what does she do? But what are some topics that we can expect every month from you in regards to family planning?
Yeah, so we can, some things I want to talk about in the future. I want to touch on how to make a reproductive life plan, what different options we have when making that plan, what things you should look at, because there's several different aspects that you should consider when you start making your reproductive life plan. I want to touch on different self-care tips to help you stay healthy, help you with when you do decide to become pregnant, if that's your choice, your body is ready and healthy to handle a pregnancy. And then just, of course, always being healthy in general is really important. I also want to touch on some of the options that you have, some, the long-term, short-term, different birth control options. So those are some of the things I want to go over.
I am really excited about the planning your birth control type of guide thing. I love planning, but also I think it's always good to like map out what is best for you in your life. I would also love to bring this over to like our Facebook page too, eventually, and do some like we can do some stuff here on YouTube. We'll do some stuff on Facebook, and then also just like October is Women's Small Business Month. National Women's Small Business Month. So I'd love to include you on other things and other panels with other women. But with that being said, I just want to thank you so much for making your time throughout the day to answer some like really intro questions on family planning. And I'm really excited to, bring this over to the rest of Facebook and also just continue this probably on YouTube on family planning. And so hopefully everyone that watches this, make sure you like it, share with your friends. We'll be promoting this also on social media, and join us for more Q&As with Sabrina Perez. And be sure to use her code down below if you sign up for our services.
Yes, I'm so excited. This was fun.
Thank you for your time. So thanks everyone, and we look forward to seeing you. It's looking like once a month, but maybe even more. It depends on Sabrina's schedule, but we will see you guys again soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.